Okay, let's get serious for a moment. We
Adopted.
reviewed a ton of games this year.
Yes, we have.
But which ones are the best?
Let's find out.
We each took all of the games that we reviewed this year and were featured in our Games of the Month video as mine. And we ranked them. And you have your top 10 games. And I have my top 10 games. And throughout the video, you will not say a single thing, only I shall be talking. How is it different from other videos? It is not. Let's get to it.
So we will have separate lists. Your top 10 games and my top 10 games. So you're gonna have plenty of games to choose from. Which ones you need to try out, okay? Well, you are writing down that game. How many will we match?
6.
I'll pick...
I don't know. We have very different tastes. He does not know. He cannot pick. Because it could go either way. No, it's gonna go down probably. I pick lower. Have you met me? Hello, I'm Giannis. I have weird taste in board games.
I'll go higher.
Okay, match, you mean the whole top 10? Just top.
In generally, if the game is in the top
Okay,
10.
and I got 6, right? 6, and you win
I think
7 or more.
I think 6 is a perfect guess.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
3, 2, 1. Agent Avenue.
Too Many Bones, Unbreakable.
Agent Avenue is a 2-player game where you try to catch each other. You're represented by a maple on a board, and this board is a circle. You are moving in a circle and trying to catch the other one before he catches you. On your turn, you play 2 cards, one face down, one up, and then from these 2 cards, you have to pick one. Move forward that many spaces as the card allows us. Those cards might say that we go back, or go forward, or maybe do nothing, or maybe lose or win. It's a bit of a bluffing game. There are many great choices, like which cards to leave open, which ones to face down, which ones to give in general, and which ones to take. It's a super simple game, yet the choices make it great.
Mine's Too Many Bones, Unbreakable. Why Unbreakable? Because that's the only one I played. We reviewed it this year. It is a great solo game and it's a fantastic co-op game with a little tactical combat. But the best part of the game is
character development, because you develop your unique gear locks using dice, and whenever you win a fight, you get experience points and you can use those to add new skills. You add new dice to your gear locks, and each of those dice will represent a skill. In combat, you can usually take those dice and then roll them, and they will explode things, teleport things.
And usually in one scenario you will not be able to unlock everything, so going back in with that same character on a different adventure is still super mega giga fun.
Let's go.
Let's go to number 9. Imperium Horizons.
Arrakis is a battling game, an aggressive sci-fi-ish game. You're this civilization faction in space, you're building your ships and trying to control different planets, and you can do that by playing cards.
And you play cards like you would in a trick-taking game?
When it's your turn, you play a card, and that card will have a suit, and then other players either want to play a higher card with that same suit, or they can play different cards as well, but then their actions will be like less of...
Yeah, they're gonna be able to do less on that turn.
Simple card mechanism is the backbone of this game, but in general, you will move your ships and try to get most planets in your control, fight other ships. Yeah, there's a lot of unique things. It's really fun. I'm not as excited as a lot of other reviewers and the community in general, but it's pretty good. I liked it.
Imperium Horizons is a civilization deck building game. Each player gets their own unique deck of cards, and you're going to try to score as many points as you can. And you score points for cards that you add to your deck, you score points for cards that you remove from your deck, and it's very asymmetric and it's very solo-ish in a way. There are some cards that interact with other players, but generally we're just doing our own thing, and I think the best way to play it is with 1 or maximum 2 people.
3, 2, 1. Ironwood.
So far so good with the matching, right?
Ironwood is a 2-player game. The wood people want to go in these fortresses and bring out objectives, secret objectives that are hiding in some places. And then there are the Irons who don't want to let them do it, while also getting precious resources out of the mountains and building their armies and getting strong. If they get strong enough, they will defeat the wood people and send them to their homes. Or out of their homes anyways.
Yeah.
They will send them somewhere. There's a lot of conflict, because you will want to kick each other's butts from time to time. The combat is also very simple. You count how many units you have, then each can secretly play a card and compare the numbers. That's it.
Well, mine's S.T.A.L.K.E.R. I think we've talked so much about S.T.A.L.K.E.R. It's a deck building game that is based on a video game that is actually a board game about deck building.
Most addictive deck builder that I have ever played.
You get a character, you're trying to slay the Spire, essentially go through 3 acts and kill the boss.
3, 2, 1. Tales from the Loop.
Oh my god, we're not matching anything.
So Tales from the Loop is a role-playing game. It's a book with already set stories and most importantly a mechanism how you can roleplay. And if you have played any D&D and stuff like that, you know how it goes. There's a DM who tells a story, what's happening, what do you see, where you want to go, then you answer some of those questions, maybe from time to time do some dice checks. But this one is Stranger Things.
Very Stranger Things, yeah.
Just in Sweden, but it's really fun. The stories and concepts already created are cool, and I think my favorite part is that DM isn't alone. You can tell a story, for example, alright, so it's a rainy day, you decide you have to go to the school to find something in the library, right? So you go to the school. How does the school look like, Janis? Is it empty? And then you also tell the story, and not only the DM is creating the story, but everybody is. So there's a lot of freedom for all the players to invest in that story more than just a roll die or a simple choice. And I really enjoyed it. It's a different setting. It's really easy to get into. Yeah. It's almost like if you want to get into role-playing games, I think you could easily start with this one.
All right, mine is Wondrous Creatures. Wondrous Creatures is an economic tableau building game where we have found this weird mysterious island and we're gonna be sending our crew there to collect animals. And those animals are cards that you will be playing in front of you that will give you special effects, victory points, resources, certain things. Yeah, essentially that's what you're mainly doing, just getting more cards onto your board and completing achievements and all kinds of different things. It's really gorgeous looking. It's a very accessible Euro game, I'd say, quite accessible. Yeah. And I mean, I just can't get over those components. They're just so good looking.
3, 2, 1.
Woo!
Exact
Achievement unlocked.
So S.T.A.L.K.E.R board game finally came out this year, and it's a great game based on a video game, right?
Yes, this one's based on a video game that is based on a movie that is based on a book.
It's happening in Ukraine, where a Chernobyl accident happened, like in real life, only in alternative universe it really created these monstrous creatures. And the territory now is polluted with radiation as well as these creatures. But some people who really enjoy money and danger in life in general are going there and doing some, well, not very kind things, right?
Yeah, well, collecting artifacts.
It's a cooperative game where you will have set missions that will have a story and you go in them and have to do those missions. Get something, free something, kill something.
Favorite part about this game is the stealth that is in this game. It's how you can like throw something and it makes noise and then the monsters or enemies will go that way. It's just, I really like it. It was good in the prototype we played and in the final game, I'm happy to say it still holds up.
3, 2, 1. Primal Awakening.
I mean, it's not such a big list. How are we not matching at all?
Primal Awakening is a cooperative game where you fight against monsters. There's a little bit of story, but it's not that important. The most important part are the unique monsters that you will be fighting for and your unique characters you will be fighting with. These characters will have this anime-style weapons and you can upgrade them, upgrade the armor, set yourself up before you fight the monster. And the best definition for this game is it's a real monster hunter game that you have to know your foe before you fight them.
Andromeda's Edge is a sequel to Dwellings of Eldervale, but in space. And in this game, it's essentially a worker placement game. You have these little ships that you will send out to different spaces and get actions from those spaces or resources. And then once you've used all your spaceships up, you're gonna take them back home, but before they return to their garage, they will take a detour through different actions that you can also do when they're coming back. And this is the most complex way I could have explained that.
3, 2, 1. Uprising. Alright, so for me in the third spot is Dune Imperium Uprising. It's the second part and I think that's why it's a bit lower. Maybe the game itself I would rank higher. Basically set in the Dune universe. It also builds on the same things that the first game did, which is worker placement. You have your agents and send them to do some actions, and then you have some deck building. You build your deck of cards that you use to send agents or to use them for powers. And it's really full of conflict, right?
Well, if you played Dune Imperium, the OG game, it's like that, but with more. Mine's Thunder Road Vendetta. It's a super simple family game where we're racing down this road, and there's 2 ways you can win. One way is if you're the last one alive, just destroy everyone, or the most common is the first one to get over the finish line. You jump over things, things blow up, you shoot, you knock into each other. It's just crazy. If you've seen Mad Max or Death Race, any of those movies, you know what I'm talking about. It is a fantastic, silly fun that you can enjoy with your whole family.
3, 2, 1. Too Many Bones. You already told about the Too Many Bones, only you placed it in the wrong place. But it's a great game that I really enjoy.
Mine Star Wars Unlimited is a 2-player collectible card game where we each have our leader, a base, and a deck of cards that are different events, troops, equipment, and things like that. And the goal is to destroy the other player's base. And it is a simple, relatively simple card game with tough decisions, because cards you have, you can use as resources. So essentially you eliminate from the game, place it face down, and now that's going to be your resource you can use throughout the game. Which one to remove? Plus also there are 2 theaters of war, like we have space and we have ground, and I can place units in both. It's a really great simple card game if you like the genre, and on top of that, if you like Star Wars, that's a huge added bonus.
3, 2, 1. War for Arrakis.
Indeed, sir. Indeed.
So War for Arrakis is a great 2-player game where one will play the Harkonnens, who wants to destroy all the good guys and produce as much spice as possible. Build huge armies and destroy all that you see.
And the tradies, the good guys, are trying to fulfill the prophecy. Essentially, they have 3 types of points they're collecting through event cards, and only they know which ones, how many of they need at the beginning of the game. The other player just can keep guessing, and they do that through completing objectives that are actually public knowledge. It's really nice. The components are great. It's a great looking game. I love the dice rolling mechanism where you roll dice and those are the actions available to you. The combat is simple. There are sandworms. What else do you need to know? It's right here.
Good one. Yeah. So Spire for me, we already talked about both of these games. They are brilliant games for I guess different tastes, but no, we both enjoy
They're
them.
both deck building games.
Yeah. All of these games are great, magnificent, the best of the year of 2024 for us.
Yeah, which ones did you try for the first time this year and liked the most?
Thanks for watching, and thanks to everybody who supports us. You are the freaking best.
Yeah, especially all you guys who've been buying our cool new t-shirt. We didn't mention that before? Throughout the whole video, we didn't mention our t-shirts.
I will mention them now. Check out our homepage. You can buy lovely t-shirts like Giannis is wearing right now. Just one more game. You want to play more games, right?
I want not just one, I want just many.
Well, buy a t-shirt that celebrates just that. How awesome board games are.